When traveling through rural Manitoba, it may feel impossible not to bump into a Mennonite. Another group you may run into are Filipinos, with approximately 80,000 living here in Manitoba. In reflection of this new Manitoban dynamic, a group has come together to create a sitcom celebrating these two communities. The show is called Maria and the Mennos.
Okay, hi, I'm Hazel. I'm a university student at the Faculty of Music at the University of Manitoba. I'm a producer, co-creator, co-writer on this show.
I'm Tina Fair-Kaler. I was born in Winkler, Manitoba. Winkler, Manitoba, I was born. Seriously, there is a song like that. I'm a Mennonite, and so I am also a co-producer, co-creator, co-writer of this show.
Yeah, my name's Paul Plett. I'm a Mennonite as well, and I'm also one of the co-creators and producers and writers on the show.
So, the starting question, and I know this is a hard one. What is Maria and the Mennos?
Sure. I also should have mentioned I'm not Mennonite. I'm Filipino. Yeah, so this show is about Maria, who is a Filipino woman who lives in the city, and Nate, who is her new husband, and they met at university, and now that they're married, they're deciding to move in with Nate's parents, Maria's in-laws, in Winkler, in a place that she feels like a fish out of water. She's never been there, and this whole show is just about them navigating their relationship in this new environment, and Maria holding true to her identity while still learning about her new husband and his life and trying to adjust to the Winkler life while still being Maria.
It's a sitcom too. It's a comedy.
Why did you all want to create this sitcom starring Mennonites and Filipino characters?
Because we're Mennonites and Filipinos. Paul and I were working on some projects together, and we're kind of like batting around some ideas. And he's well connected with the Filipino community in the film and TV industry.
Well, I think that we've seen some shows that are set in Manitoba before. We've seen some shows that are set kind of in the prairies. But I think that us as I know that myself as a Mennonite, and I know that a number of the Filipino collaborators that I've worked with, we've never seen ourselves represented on TV, sort of our perspective, our story. We've seen other people's stories or other people's interpretations on what it means to be, again, for me, for what it means to be Mennonite, and I think for Hazel, what it means to be Filipino or Filipino Canadian. So I think that we wanted to come up with a show that represented us and our perspective and what it's kind of really like. I think we wanted to make a show that celebrates culture, that obviously shows some of the differences between different cultures, but also shows the similarities and just, I mean, I know a number of families that are Mennonites, like a Mennonite Filipino couples who have come together. And I think that that's a really cool story, and it should be celebrated. Hazel, do you have thoughts on what your perspective on this? I mean, that's my perspective.
Yeah, totally. So I'm mainly like an actor performer, and Paul had approached me. We'd worked previously on a different short film a few years back, and he approached me with this idea of like, hey, I want to write like this show that takes place in Manitoba with like local talent, and I want it to be about Mennonites and Filipinos. Like, is this something that interests you? And I've never thought about producing, but I was like, I would really love to see some Filipinos on screen as a lead character, not be across all Asians. I think it's something like 2% of all Asians in Hollywood, like at all, and like even less in leading roles. So it felt very important to me to take this on so that I can help like produce a show where Filipinos feel safe, where they feel like they can further their craft, and to be the representation that I didn't get when I was a kid, because I don't want to just see Filipinos as a side character or Filipinos playing other races but Filipino. We're often treated as the interchangeable race, which isn't true. Like, I've only ever auditioned for an actual Filipino once. Everything else has been like open ethnicity. So it's really nice to be able to have things being written for us and to see ourselves as a lead character in a show where you can just kind of have fun, and it's not like a nurse, it's not like a doctor or a nerd. Actually, Maria has a very unconventional career. She's a fashion designer. So not only is it showing that Filipinos can have success in the film industry, but they can also show that you can have success like as a fashion designer or any unconventional job that you want, because it's taught to you at a very young age, especially if you're a child of an immigrant, that it's very important to get a job, like be self-sufficient, get something that you can take care of yourself and your family, something practical. And I think it's just really important that we have representation on both sides. While that is also important, it's also important to fuel people's dreams, fuel their inspiration, give them the validation that they need, and give them the representation that they need, because it's very, very important.
And I think this story is also very exciting because it is a perfect reflection of, Manitoba at the moment. Massive Filipino populations coming in and the community's ever growing. We got the Mennonites here out in like Pembina Valley and other areas. And this story, it's funny because my girlfriend's also Filipino. So this story was like, oh wait, this is this is also my story right now. And then what was it? Let's Not See Each Other Again After Tonight, a movie that came out like last year or the year before, I can't remember, but it's just a story that is very relevant to our time here in Manitoba. So for people wondering about these two communities, as you're working on writing this project, working with the cast and everything in the communities, what are some of the similarities between these two demographics? And I guess what are some of the differences? I know, but I want you to share with the with the audience.
Some of the similarities are like the hard working, like the work ethic, right? And like a lot of cultural communities, like family is really important, right? And both of our communities like value the Christian faith. It's different perspectives of it though, but they both do. And I think singing is also a big part of both cultures, but just very in different ways. And like every culture, I think we both love our own food and celebrate it.
Yeah, it was kind of funny when writing this show. Me and Tina would always just find little things that were similar or thought were similar. And we were just like, oh, you do this in your house too? I thought that was just me. Like in Filipino households, we have giant wooden forks and spoons that you put on the wall. And Tina also has a giant wooden fork and spoon. And that's something I just never thought would be a similarity, but it was really cool.
Yeah, it's funny how like diasporas from completely opposite parts of the world can share so many similarities. How about you, Paul? What have you been learning as you've been working on this project?
Oh man, a ton. It's been, yeah, just, I think that's what Hazel and Tina were just talking about, stuff happening in the writer's room, just sort of learning about, I think you learn about some things that we have kind of in common, like what Hazel was saying about like wooden spoons, or, I mean, Hazel and Tina had a whole thing about like topping up like an empty bottle, topping it up with a little bit of water to like make it go further, like a ketchup bottle or like some soap or something. So I mean, just those things have been kind of amazing to watch and learn about. And I think, yeah, just the whole process. I think that what's kind of cool about this project is it's not a movie, like it's not just a short thing. We've got 13 episodes that we're making, so we're able to kind of like go a little further, go a little deeper, kind of extend some of these conversations a little longer. And I think something that I really like about it is it's a comedy. I mean, it's something that's supposed to be fun, that's supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be kind of inviting people into the conversation. So that's just been amazing, just sort of seeing like what are all the different kind of things that we can touch on, that we can tap on, like Tina was talking about with the singing. We have a hymn sing episode kind of to like celebrate kind of Mennonite singing. And then we've also got a Filipino karaoke episode to sort of celebrate Filipino culture a bit more. So that's just, it's been an amazing kind of journey about, you kind of set out this thing that we want to do this show, we want to do this comedy, and this is what it is. And then you just explore like, well, what does that mean in reality? Like you have all these kind of theoretical ideas, but what can we actually do? What can we actually make? And I find that sort of the reality, the things that you actually find are sometimes better than these sort of idealistic ideas that you have in your head.
Behind the scenes, writing and all of that, it takes a lot of work. But what audiences are going to be looking at are the cast members and the actors in it. Have names already been attached to some of the roles?
We're working on it. I think that's all we can say for right now.
Yeah, we're right in the middle of audition. We're right in the middle of auditions right now.
Oh, okay, in auditions. So, like, will you be looking for extra actors or extras during this time? And where should people send that information to you? And what are you specifically looking for right now?
Actually, we really are looking for a character named Reginald. He's like a 8 years old to 12-ish years old boy, Filipino that we need for an episode. I think we're still looking for Hanks. So that is Mennonite men, 50s-ish and up. I think also still looking for one more, but I can't.
Gloria, probably.
Gloria is Filipino, 50s and up. She is Maria's mother. She's like a whole lot of fun, high energy. So we're still looking for those. We're holding auditions in the next couple of weeks. So if anyone is interested, they should email mariaandthemennos@gmail.com, a headshot and resume. And in the subject line, they should say their name and which character they would like to submit for.
Mm-hmm. And some people may not be aware, like, how many productions and things and actors and people working in the film industry are right here in Manitoba. We are bustling.
It's amazing. But it's also like a small community. Everybody kind of knows each other. So, it is what it is. It's Canada, right? It's a beautiful thing.
How is the process working on a project like this? What sort of pieces are all needed to get? Is this an independent project, or do you have like a producer or some sort of like investor involved in this?
Yeah, we're making this. This show is being produced right now through Yes TV. They're a faith-based broadcaster. They have a lot of viewership in Ontario and Alberta, and they also have a very small niche streaming platform called Castle. So that's who's producing it right now.
So what is kind of the process working with them and trying to figure out how you're going to make these 13 episodes work?
It's a big question. No, I mean, in a nutshell, though, I mean, Yes TV, they've been amazing to work with. They're fairly hands-off creatively. They really want to see us go out there and make the show happen, and make the show in a way that's kind of authentic to us. I mean, they're super excited about this show. This show, again, I think a lot of the pieces that are going into the show, a lot of the elements are things that they don't necessarily have right now. So they're super excited to be seeing something new. This is a show that, I mean, no one else would really be reaching out for us to make a show like this. So it's being independent in this way means that we do have a ton of freedom creatively to make this show, build the team that we want to build around it. But I mean, then that also means that, yeah, we have to do a lot of the legwork. And it's a lot. I mean, if you've ever made a short film or you've ever been a part of that, you know, kind of the pieces that go in, that are involved in that. You have to kind of come up with the idea, write the script, get a crew together, get the actors together, schedule it, etc., shoot the thing, and then edit it, you know, there's a whole process, the pre-production, production, post-production. And with a bigger show, I mean, I think it's just exponentially larger. Some of those little pieces become bigger, and some of the things that you could maybe handle on your own, you can no longer handle on your own. You have to delegate. It's a big project.
Yeah, you always got to think of what's next. It's like, okay, we got to work on things for the next episode. How are we going to do this? Like in my classes right now, we're working on script breakdowns and the breakdown sheets, just so you can figure out, okay, what can we do for each scene, and like just doing one was a lot of work. I can't even imagine working on 13 full episodes.
Let's just say they've all been through numerous iterations.
As you read through and you're like, that's not going to work. We gotta
Well,
read.
I mean, one of the cool things, obviously, you don't want too many cooks in the kitchen, but one of the cool things about a project like this is getting to collaborate with other people and being able to sort of write a bit more as a team. Someone takes a first pass on an episode, and then we all kind of contribute ideas. So you end up coming out with something that's a lot stronger. And I think for all of the elements, I mean, you've got your script is one of the elements. Your actors are going to be another element. Your locations, sort of all the various departments. And I think you want to kind of crank each one of those screws as tight as you can. You want to get all the elements as top notch as you can, so that when we actually come to shoot the show, we're making the best thing possible with the best materials that are available to us. So although it's a lot of work, it's super exciting to know that like all of this work is going into something that will ultimately be greater than the sum of all its parts. At least I'm excited about that. We're kind of lost in the midst of it right now, but it is exciting if you can see till the end. Yeah.
How about we just go around quickly and you tell me what is one of your favorite aspects right now of currently working on this production? How about we start with you, Hazel?
One thing that I've really loved about working on this production is how much I've learned, because coming at this as an actor, all of this stuff has been very new to me, and it's a world that I've never really dipped my toe in before. And now knowing this, I feel like it makes me a stronger actor because I can greatly appreciate all the work that producers, directors, writers put in. It makes me have like a better understanding of the environment. It makes me, I want to do things in one take now so the producers aren't, mad or anything. A bigger appreciation for all the hard work that's put in, a better understanding of why things are the way they are. And honestly, I feel like stepping into this role, I've grown a lot as a person as well. I've learned how to advocate for myself. I learned how to trust my gut, trust my instinct, how to present ideas, all that kind of stuff. So I'm really, really grateful to like have this opportunity because I felt like it's really helped me grow into a more round, nuanced person, I guess.
I would agree with that. The other thing that that I've just been so blessed in my entire life to work with like awesome people, and I think working with awesome people is a bonus. And like all the people that we've been meeting along the way, like we're looking at getting several directors involved so that we get like different people's perspectives and takes on this family. And so just meeting all these people has just been it's been great. It's been incredible. Yeah, like Hazel said, just learning like so much about like the process, and about myself and relationships. And it's like I think like Hazel said too, it's like I feel like I'm coming into my own power in a way that I've never felt before. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, to add on to that, it's just, I feel like it's so great as women in film to find some sort of empowerment wherever we can. Because it's difficult, it's a male dominated industry. So I'm glad that you felt that as well, Tina.
Yes.
Yeah, I think for me, I mean, it's kind of just echoing what Tina said. The collaboration aspect is really cool with a project like this. I think from the beginning, being able to collaborate with Tina and Hazel has just been amazing. To be able to kind of create a situation where we can all vocalize our ideas and kind of pitch in is just really cool to hear other people's perspectives and try to make, again, making something that's more nuanced, that's more three-dimensional. And then also, again, just what Tina was saying, the people the team that we're building right now around us is just it's so cool to see this team being built. This is again, it being an independent production, we have a bit more freedom, and there's a lot of people who are ready to take their career to the next level, to take the next step. They're ready for some more responsibilities. They're ready to do something just beyond what they maybe think is possible. And to be able to sort of get those people on board and get them excited, it's going to make the whole thing a lot better. And as cool as the product is going to be, and I'm super excited about the product that we're making, it's the process that dominates our time. It's a long process making something. And if the process can be more, can involve more voices, can involve more cool people, cool ideas, if it can be an enjoyable process, I mean, that's kind of the goal, because it's a lot of work, and you want to be working with people that are enjoying the work that they're doing.
So you're in the midst of the grind right now. Is there a rough timeline of when the project is expected to be completed?
So we're beginning filming in January and filming until middle of March. And that's when the editing starts. And so we are scheduled to hand over the 13 episodes at the end of the summer. So that's the date.
Fall 2023 is when people can expect to find out more about Maria and the Mennos. Very exciting, very exciting. So I guess just kind of to wrap up, can someone just quickly give me the setting of the this project again, and where people can go to find out more information if they wanted to get involved as an actor or an extra, or just to find out more about the project?
Sure. Okay, so Maria and the Mennos. It's about Maria, a Filipino woman, fashion designer, just married to her lovely husband, Nate, and they're trying to save money for a house. So, as any normal person would do, they move in with their in-laws in Winkler. And this show is all about navigating dynamics. It's a sitcom, and how Maria can hold true to her identity while also learning about Nate and his family. It's lots of fun. There's lots of singing. There's lots of jokes. There's lots of food. It's truly going to be like that family sitcom that you turn on as you watch dinner. You can email mariaandthemennos@gmail.com if you are interested in being an actor, a crew member, if you're interested for more information, anything like that. Send it to mariaandthemennos@gmail.com. Yeah.
Have any stories you'd like us to share or communities we should highlight? Leave a comment on our social media or reach out to us on our website. I'm Ryan Funk. This was You Talk. And have yourself a good one.